All right, and we are back. And ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor to sit down with the 2025 BTR Moto America champion. Man, that feels good. How does that sound to you, Kara?
It I don't know that it will ever sink in that I won a MotoAmerica championship. But you know, uh, I it's just really a totally crazy thing that I was even able to be given that opportunity in the first place.
You know, you made it happen. You made it happen, right? So, and I said that this to you at VIR that um I think we had a chat several weeks before the last round, and me and you were talking, and I said, "You got this. You're going to win the championship. You know, you 110%. You got this." And at the end of the weekend, you had it right. So nothing but faith and belief in you. I love the growth you have shown. One of my favorite things, and I've said this before, is seeing the growth of the women when they first show up to BTR. Some of them don't have any mechanical background. What Camille, when I had her on, she's like, I didn't know none of this, right? So
Yeah.
being part of the program, the self growth, the atmosphere, the self achievement, the personal push of yourself, knowing that I can achieve anything I put my mind to, the sacrifices, the mental side of it, the ups and the downs, all this at the end of the day, you, my friend, are the champion, right? So everybody hears about those important puzzle pieces that come into place. You, my friend, found this way to put them all together to you. It come down to the last race of the season, right? Which was again um, very emotional for me at VR. It's something I've never had to deal with, being a fan of the sport for so long, but then in position I am being friends with everybody. But the self growth that I seen you do, I'm so proud of you from the very first race, from the first time you joined. I'm gonna say this. To me, it seemed like you was in this little shell. And I think a lot of the girls are like that at first because it's so much unexpected, but there's also pressure that comes with that, unexpected pressure. But to see you smile, to see you push through it, it's hard for me to say, I'm just proud of you. It's like I felt all the emotions when you come off the track at VIR. It was like I shed a tear. I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm sure you probably seen it. It was very emotional for me. It was the first time that I had to say not goodbye, but see you later to 4 or 5 girls because it was kind of an odd year. But what a weekend, right? But before we get into the weekend, a lot of women reached out to me, Kara. They want to know all about the BTR program. And I explained it a million times. They want to hear it from your mouth, right? So we talked about this before, but just start this out. Let's take it back at the beginning. All the nerves, the sign up, the videos you had to put out, the acceptance, and then finally coming up for the first week, seeing the bike, building the bike, putting your own personal touches on it, and then the commodity within the girls within BTR and the family atmosphere that it is with Scott and Freddie Spencer and all the mechanics and the people there that are there to help everybody out. It's to me, it's one of the best programs we have in our sport right now. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Such high remarks for what this team is able to provide in this experience package for us. So if we want to start from the beginning here, I didn't know what BTR was. I had started racing because one of my really good friends, Rob Oliva, convinced me to, and I was terrified. And I'm like, I don't know that I can do this. And it's been kind of a whole journey of I'm scared, like I'm anxious. I don't know if this is possible. Um, but just saying fear gets you nowhere, and I'm going to say I'm going to take the opportunity. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go out on a limb and put myself out there and see if I can perform.
And you did
So
just that. You
Yeah.
did just that. So before we get into to the story, I want to ask you this. How have you changed as a person since you won the championship?
Well, the program as a whole, I feel like I'm a completely different person from where I started to where I am now. I was having a very hard time in my personal life, in my career at work. I was struggling with a lot of things, and a lot of that just really ultimately came down to self-confidence and, believing that I was capable of doing things. Um, so really being able to put everything that I had towards something, really be able to focus in and say that I want to do everything I can to try to be the best at something, um, and be able to dedicate myself to that. It's completely changed the way I handle stress, the way I interpret interactions with other people, uh, the development that I try to bring to my management team at work. There's all sorts of really beneficial things that the program's given me, and I can't uh, I can't express enough how amazing the opportunity was really.
Listen, I feel the emotion, right? It's a beautiful thing, and I could tell that it changed you for the good. It makes you at the end of the day, I hope you're just as proud of yourself as me and Scott and Lucy and all the girls and everybody in the team are proud of you, right? And I can tell you are because of the smiles and the absolute emotions. We are so proud of you. I can't say it enough. It's a beautiful thing to see, to feel the raw emotions there at the track that weekend at VIR was something that I'll never forget. It was the most beautiful, amazing thing because I felt the most vulnerable, honestly, that I've ever felt being in the paddock, if that makes sense. I felt like I was this big, right? But I felt this big with emotions, if that makes sense. It was, yeah, I kind of get teared up just thinking about it because again, I've never, dealt with those raw emotions from my friends before at the track, and just seeing the happiness and the joy was it's a beautiful thing. It's absolutely amazing. And with me saying that, we have friends of ours in here right now. We got Owen Bartlett. What is up? Let's go. Love you both, bro. You already know. Nothing but love to you and Jason and Rob and the whole team, right? We'll definitely talk about Rob and the whole LMN2 team and Owen and all that good stuff. He says, hell yeah, I love watching you the entire time. Still remember when you got your race license at Heartland Park, and I can't believe I got to watch you win the championship. Just amazing, right? So, and we also have Emma Betters up in the house. What is up, Emma? Right? Do you ever talk to Emma?
We still have our BTR chat that goes, and she's always got the wittiest uh, comebacks that I think out of anybody. I love Emma. She's incredibly smart and focused, and she has a really unique way of helping people like us, the writers, through. I mean, because she did it right. Like she knows what's what's going on. So I think that she could really like explain it better to a lot of us, and like the emotions and how to ride the bike. All sorts of different things.
Easily
I
relatable.
Yeah.
110%, right? And we got Arch E. York. What is up, my man? Dude, he says, let's go, Kara. Underground team racing. Love it. I love it. So, you know, with all this being said, again, I said this earlier. A lot of women reach out to me talking about this BTR program. So, your personal growth, your personal journey. I know we touched about this before, but now that you are the 2025 MotoAmerica BTR championship, you've had time to reflect of your past 2 years within BTR. all the emotions, what it's meant, and how it's changed you as a person. So let's just take it back from the beginning. Uh, what made you decide to apply for BTR first? I know you mentioned Rob Oliva, and you had a bunch of people in your corner, you pushing you towards that. Which, again, that's the beautiful people in our paddock and the love and passion that want to see you succeed, and they believed in you, right? As I did too, as well. So take us back from the beginning. What were the emotions like when you first decided to sit down and say, you know what, I'm gonna put myself out there and actually apply. And if I get rejected, how do I handle the rejection of this with all the self doubt, but still keep pushing myself forward and still applying?
Right. Um, so when I was doing my first year of racing, the whole shtick from Rob was, "Hey, you do 2 armor rounds, we get to go to Barber, and Barber's amazing. You need to go to Barber, right?" So we end up at Barber. I had a really great time. I think that I surprised everyone and myself with the way that I was able to perform there, and it was a really great experience. A Saturday, the awards ceremony, I saw a girl standing there, and I'm like, I'd seen some Facebook posts about something with women in MotoAmerica. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know that it was something I could even apply for, let alone get into. I was like, I think that's what Michaela Moore. I think that's Michaela Moore. And Rob's like, you should go talk to her. I'm like, what am I
Me?
gonna do? So, I grabbed the courage and I went up and I talked to her and I'm like, I don't know anything about this. Like, and she gave me a lot of really great information. And she was, of course, like, yeah, apply. Come on. What are you doing? So I also met Holly Berry and Sonia Lloyd. Uh, they a lot of them were also racing in the classes that I was racing in, so that was really cool. Like just getting to race alongside those girls that were there that year. But on the long RV ride back to the Midwest from Georgia, we had a lot of time to discuss what the plans for the next year were, and I was like, "Rob, do you really think that I might be able to do this?" He's like, "Yeah, of course. Apply. Why not?" Right? So I knew that if I stood the best chance, I had to really put in the best effort that I could and try to express my absolute obsession and passion, as best I could, and really give them that hook. So I put a lot of effort into my video, my script, what I was going to say, and the text-based part of the application. Um, I just really, really tried to put myself, like my soul into it. And I think that hopefully that was recognized when I got the call back that I went on to the next phase of it, which was the interviews. And I didn't know who Freddie Spencer was. So
What?
I don't watch racing. Um, I know Nikki Hayden because he was the most recent MotoGP American rider, right? Like I didn't know who Freddie Spencer was, so I did a ton of research, and I'm like, this is insane, right? Uh, so Freddie Spencer's on the video call with all of us and the management team and stuff, and they all are doing the interview and kind of giving just the rundown of the program and the expectations and seeing if I had any questions. A lot of it's just judging your personality and how it's going to mesh with the other girls that they're thinking about. But it was just an insane experience right from the start. But really, like after the interview, the craziness of getting that acceptance email and just like not being able to function, just a full body like ah, this is incredible. Um, this is such an amazing opportunity, and I don't even know what to expect, and I'm terrified, but just like this is so cool. Um, And yeah, like going to build the bike, our first time together, so nervous, so many nerves. Again, not knowing what to expect, um, just out of the bike itself, let alone the other girls trying to, at that point, still like assess who they are, how good they are, um, but still try to be friends while still like, oh, we're gonna be competitors though. But it's just, everybody I think was a little nervous the first time we were together, trying to feel out each other's personalities. But it really was such a great mesh. They choose them right.
They pick them right. Yeah, you're right. And it's all the emotions you felt, applying, and then you got the email back saying, "Hey, we're going to move on to the next part of the interview." It was like, I can do this. Like, I can actually do this. Part of you stepping out and getting the advice from, Rob, which is a proper mega guy. We all love Rob, pushing you to be out of your comfort zone, right? Because exactly what it is to apply. Am I good enough to do this? Like, can I actually do this? Can I actually make it? Yes, you can, and yes, you did, right? So it just goes to show that the love and support that we all have within this beautiful circus, as I always say, everybody wants to see everybody succeed, whether it's good or bad. So it's girl, you're a star. You are a legend, my friend, actual, right? So, you know, all the emotions going in, meeting all the girls for the first time, getting you seeing your bike, the GT 650 for the first time, and then whether you had a mechanical background at the time or not, whether you knew you was like Camille, can I change a tire? I don't what's a sprocket, right? All these things. This is
um,
also part of the program that I really love because it in order to be, just as me personally, in order to be, I don't want to say complete rider, but to have a better understanding, you got to know the mechanical side of the motorcycle too. So when you're out there riding it, you actually feel what it's doing, if that's a correct way to say it, right? And you kind of know what's going on and what's happening because now you have a better understanding of the gearing and the suspension, and there's just so much that goes into it. There's so much involved that a lot of people in the background don't see. They just see you girls show up. They don't know that you're also responsible for all the setup, all the takedown and breakdown and packing of the trailer and all that. Nobody sees that, right? Because they're already gone out of the paddock, but you girls show up early, you set up, you prepare everything, you do the battles, you come back, you laugh, you cry, you eat, pack everything up, and on to the next beautiful event in the circus, right? It's there's so much that this program teaches women, not only about racing and racecraft, but motorcycle maintenance and how it all intertwines together. And then with saying that is the commodity within the paddock, how the girls get together and the friendships develop and the way you push each other. And, but all that changes when you're on the track and that visor goes down. It's like, I'm gonna murder everybody out here on the track, right? So, but this is also the beauty of the sport is to separate those two things. Um, and still being 100% focused on doing what you're doing. And it's just an amazing thing to see. I'm so proud of you, Kara. I can't stop saying it. You are just absolutely amazing, and you handled yourself so well. And thank you for the emotions for these past 2 years. You've made me self grow myself too. Um, and thank you for that. It's happy to be part of your journey, and the journey is going to continue, right? We'll get into to the future, but yeah, sign up for the program. You finally got accepted. You show up for your first week, because you girls only have a week to prepare the bikes, and that's, when you think about it, that's really not a whole lot of time.
no, and I haven't said this before out loud, but I think that in our build week, I was annoying Scott Reiberg because I was always like, they give you a sheet that kind of walks you through what the steps are and the different things that we're going to be changing. They hand you a bunch of parts. and show you where all the tools are and everything, and you're kind of just thrown out into it, and it'll basically like follow the sheet. If you have any questions, right, they're right there to show you how to do stuff like bleed your brakes and anything like that. I already knew quite a lot of it, and uh, I got to hyper focus for an entire week doing like the thing that I wish I could do as a job. So I was coming up like probably every hour and going, "Hey, this part, I don't have this part. What is this? Like, when are we doing?" And he's like, "It's coming in. It hasn't arrived yet. Just hold on." And I was just like constantly like right on the, okay, what next? What next? What next? What next? What next? Hey, do we have this yet? Hey, do we have this yet? When do I get to? So I think I was a little annoying.
It's okay. That's part of the listen, but that just goes to show how real and raw you are, right? And how excited you are, and how you want to grow, not only as a human, but as a racer and a mechanic, and being involved with all the girls and putting out that good vibes, right? It's hard to be in this sport. I don't care what sport it is, soccer, football, basketball, whatever the case may be. It's a lot of people say motorcycle racing is a solo sport. It's absolutely not. It's absolutely a team sport. Without the backing that career had, you wouldn't be where you are, right? It's yes, it is true. When you're lined up on the grid and that visor go down, it's solely on you and your performance. But what got you there? It's that team. It's the people around you that made it happen, right? And they're just as important. Again, there's little puzzle pieces. And you, my friend, shown through all of it. It's man, it's so good to say that, right? And I'm sure, do you ever walk around and say, I'm the champion? I'm the 2025 BTR champion? Sometime one time you had to have.
Oh well, um, at work when they're like, where do you go? What do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, just I won a championship."
And they're
Some
like, wait,
some of the
what?
some of the people, like, 'cause I moved stations, like, right in the middle of 2024 towards the end there, um, and some of the people that I know are kinda switching around now, so there's a lot of people that I haven't seen in a year, or, one of my work colleagues reached out that I haven't seen in, like, 5 years, and yeah, I'm like, "Hey, by the way, like, this is a really cool thing that, I've gotten to do."
I love it. I love it. And they're just as proud of you, right? It's there's a lot to be said with that. It just goes to show how much you're loved, and how much people really support you, right? And when you're caught up in that moment and things aren't going your way, whatever weekend it is, you show up, just shit, just it, you've been there, you lived it, right? Nothing's going the way you planned it. But those are the times that people step up the most and show you how much they really care about you and how much they believe in you to help you get over that mental barrier, and believe in yourself again, right? Because there is a lot of self doubt, um, being on the world stage and being on TV and having fans come up to you, ask you for your picture and your autograph. And you're like, what, me? Are you kidding me right now? Like, I'm the one asking for pictures and autographs. You want mine? Let's go. Right. It's all these emotions that define who you are today. Right. It made you, I don't want to say a better person, because that's not what I want to say. It made you realize how much people love you and believe in you, right? Even though you didn't believe in yourself at that particular moment in time, whatever you're going through right here, right? And they help you, push you along the way, and help you achieve what you do. And you don't feel that until it happens. And then you sit back like you are now, or a week after, or 2 weeks, or whatever it is, and it soaks it all in. And I'm sure you sat on the couch and cried with tissues and emotional, and did I deserve this? Right. It's all these emotions that go into it, right? Like, she deserved it more than me. It's all that, but that's that self doubt that us humans go through, right? Because we don't think we're worthy. Like me, I don't think I'm worthy of this, right? But here we are. It's It's the love and support that I get from you and everybody listening to this and all that is the reason why I'm here. And I say it all the time, right? Same thing with you. It's all the people that believed in you, that love you and support you and said you can do it is the reason why you are where you are now. And what a feeling that is to have that love and support. Um, Not many people get the opportunity to feel that love and support in the lifetime. And it makes you realize how grateful you are for you, right? It's a beautiful thing. Kara, you murdered it. I'm so proud of you. I'm gonna say that this whole podcast, I've not stopped saying it since VIR. As a matter of fact, we had the conversation before I told you was gonna win it, and you're like, I don't know, blah blah blah. I was like, you got this. And what did I say when you come off? I said, I told you you would win. That's the first thing I said. I told you you got this. I believed in you. Congratulations. Got the big hug. Got a bunch of pictures of you posing all these poses with your championship trophy in front of your bike. Of course, we had Miranda Kane in the background doing her little photo bomb thing, which is always beautiful. It's yeah, good stuff. I want to get to a couple of these comments real quick. We got Robert Maxwell, man. What is up? He said, I'm here for it, bro. Another amazing guest. Yes, absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, Robert. Kara is she's a legend, man. She's a absolute champion, down to earth. If you anybody ain't had the opportunity to meet her, please, when you go to the track and she's there, go meet her. Get that picture, get that autograph, show that love and support. We got Christy Clay. Get it, girl. What is up, Christy? John, what's up, my man? Good to see you again. He says, so moving from one MA class to another, did you have the speed and skill to win in the next level up class is a question for you. And also, Chris, 100%, I support you. Having everyone on your podcast is journalism supposed to be neutral. I don't know when it was people forgot that. Again, thank you so much, John, and everybody for all the love and support. You guys are those puzzle pieces that are super important to me. And I love you, John. I love everybody on here and that listens. I say it all the time. Jason Bartlett, I'm here. Better late than never. Absolutely, my friend. And I haven't forgot about you. I will call you. I got that phone call with Michael tomorrow. Derek Stickboy, what is up? I met a lot of cool racers that I've gone through the BTR program. Yeah, it's listen, I can't speak highly enough. You'd be surprised the amount of shit I get from people about the whole BTR program. But to me, it's one of the best programs in MotoAmerica. It's a way for them to give back to the sport, but it's also a way to open up the doors for everybody. Because I say this all the time: motorcycles are sports in general. Shit, life in general is genderless. That a football has no gender. A motorcycle machine at the dealership has no gender. So why would racing have gender? Just saying, people. Anyway, Christy Clay also says, Chris said it perfectly. 100% is about learning the bike and sport. They really put themselves out there. They do, and part of the program that I like is it makes like Kara and Lucy and everybody that come on, they feel comfortable being on TV, dealing with it mental, just the whole nine, right? I could sit here and go on and on about all these little details, but it's the best program. That's all I'm gonna say. So if any ladies out here, I know I get a lot of questions from all you girls. Listen, tune in, join in. She's gonna answer all your questions. And I say it all the time. The first time you apply, just keep applying, right? Because I think part of it is they want to see, Kara, how dedicated you are. You keep applying, right? Like, how bad do you really want this, right? And I think that's part of the how they pick girls. I'm not 100% about that, but I'm pretty sure, and you said it too, the character, how everybody's going to work together. Are you the best fit for the program at this particular time and day? And, all that good stuff that goes in between it. We got Maria. What is up? She says, Kara, just want to say congrats on what you did, not only as a female rider, but as a GLBT female rider. There are very few of us out here, but I love watching you and rooting for you over the course of your BTR story. You are absolutely awesome, Herrera, and thank you for tuning in and 100% right on that, right? Let's go. We got Jace. Let's go. Let's try Jace. Let's go. He says, what's up? You, buddy. You're what's up, right? We got Kelsey says, awesome. Absolutely. Have you applied yet, Kelsey, you need to, right? BTR, 110%. Just keep doing it. Um, she has a question. Does she have any advice for future BTR applicants?
Ooh. So I'm not sure, like, for the application, I think, the best advice I can give is what I did, and just try to bring as much of yourself as you can to it. I mean, your real raw personality, but I think a lot of what they look for is what you said, how dedicated are you to it? Because they're putting a lot of stakes in you. They are giving you so much, and if you're not showing up and riding, and, like, if you're not going to take advantage of that opportunity that they're giving you, um, then, like, wasting that is totally, like, a disservice to this program. So I really think that they want people that are that passionate and that they can trust are going to show up and ride, and win or lose, whether or not, uh they want to see that you're making personal progress, and that, like, you're dedicated to being a positive influence, and trying to help support each other and support the future of the sport and women in racing. We've got a really big responsibility, and that's it's hard to come to terms with that, but it definitely is part of the program, and I think that that's really the essence of what they want to see out of it.
110%. They want to see you're dedicated, and you're going to put 100% because, like you said, it's a lot of money they put behind you girls, with the travel, and you get to keep the bike at the end of the year. Like, I wish they had this program for the entry level of everybody in Moto America, right? To make it more feasible for everybody to get in the paddock. But I'm sure there's a rhyme and reason to the politics and all this snazzy stuff that I don't care about the politics stuff, right? I hate
Hey,
politics. So
Royal Enfield's putting the money down.
110%. They're the sole reason why she is where she is, and all you girls get to apply, show up, and have fun. It's yeah. Listen, Kelsey, keep applying. 110%. If you get turned down, please do not get discouraged. It's not nothing personal against any one of you girls applying. They can only accept, originally it's 6 in, 6 out. So it's 6 girls per 2 years, right? So it's yeah, just keep applying. You got this, Kelsey. You just keep doing you, keep going out there having fun, keep doing those track days and those club races, because you will eventually make it 110%. We got Amari. What is up? She says, what door did BTR open for you, and what's the 2026 gonna look like for you?
We want to get into that now, or
We'll, we'll save the 2026 for the end, but yeah, just go ahead and tell her, what doors, because I feel like this is my personal stance. I feel like when the girls come with the BTR programs, it opens up every door in the paddock. Whether you want to be a tire changer at Dunlop, you want to be an engineer, a data girl, whatever it is, it opens up. There's so many girls in the program that stay in the paddock, right? And there's some that choose to just go club racing and all that stuff. So it definitely opens up the doors, which is good because we need it in our sport, not just in this sport, but all the sports. Because, like I tell my wife all the time, you're the queen. You girls run the world, right? We spend our whole lives. Listen, you're gonna laugh at this. We spend our whole lives as men chasing women around. Why not chase them on the track too as well, right? Like, let's go, right? Like, it's I feel like, I'm not speaking for all men, but I feel like a lot of the stigmata is that it goes back way before we were even born, that, women don't hold the same value as men, but it's bullshit. I think women hold more value than men in certain aspects in life. And that's just me personally talking, right? Whether you agree with me or not is fine. But Kara, you are such an inspiration to all women on this planet. It's unreal. So You keep doing you. We will talk about the what she has in the future because it's definitely bright, and I can't wait to touch on that. But just be patient, Yarmy, because it's coming, right? And we got Rob. Hey, I know her. Yes, you do. And welcome back, Rob, dude. And listen, first and foremost, congratulations on your new role. Super proud of you and super pumped, man. And you deserve it, Rob. So yeah, you keep doing you, buddy. Daniel Shoemake, my man, he says, "Yo, sorry I'm late to the show. Did you have a choice in what parts you put on the bike, or was it all the same for everyone?" Good question, Daniel.
So that is a good question. So we are given the most of the parts that are going to go on the bike. There were in the past, I don't know what it looks like for the future, this year or whatever years there are to come, but in the past, we were allowed to change some small things, nothing in the engine except clutch plates, but we couldn't even change springs on the clutch. Um, so basically, nothing in the engine except for the clutch plates. We could add a quick shifter if we wanted to. I think that there was the option to add a dyno, but nobody can take their bike to a dyno to get it tuned. So there's no point really in doing any of that at that point. Uh, and I was able to change out my handlebars for zero offset ones towards the end that really helped me like fine tune my hand position for being tucked and the way that it helped me move on the bike. But we, encouraged to use the sponsored parts as much as possible. That's the extras that we have and everything, like the brakes that we were using and the Harris performance parts, the SNS protect and RNG protection. Uh, honestly, like so much of it's provided that if you want the extra quick shifter or if you want, I don't know, heavier duty clutch plates, I ended up putting a Barnett in it. Uh, and then I wrecked my bike and they changed the engine. So I got those clutch plates back in a box. Um, but no, it's relatively little, mostly because a lot of places don't make parts for the bikes also. But yeah, we can't change anything about the engine. We've got the K-Tech suspension on it. I mean, so much of it's top of the line stuff. Like, what are you going to change?
What did was it this year or last year that you guys, you girls, sorry, were allowed to have the Dimag wheels instead of the spoke? Was
It
that this year or last year?
2025.
Okay.
So yeah, we all took off the spoked wheels that we were using, and those are now the rotation for the rain wheels, which is such an upgrade to the program. Um, being able to have those already mounted because it was so stressful the first year that I was with it in 2024, where we'd have to look hours in advance, so that we would be able to all get through Dunlop if we needed to change, because we only had the one set of wheels. So hours in advance, going, is it gonna rain? Am I gonna take this chance? Like it was a whole head game trying to figure out what kind of tire you were gonna run. So that was such a huge like weight off of the shoulders. To be able to get these Dimag wheels. And I mean, the wheels themselves are amazing. They're more than half the weight, like, well, sorry, less than half the weight of the spoked wheels. The spacers and everything, it all just fits in perfectly. Whereas you might have to fight a little bit with the spoked wheels. The girls last year were like, "How you guys did this for every wheel change?" We're like, "Yeah, let me show you the secret." Um, so yeah, the Dimags are so cool. And not just for that, but also the way that the bike handles on track, the rotational weight that we eliminated a lot of it with those lighter wheels. Very, very cool.
Oh yeah. So I tell everybody the best. That's one of the best mods you can do for a street bike. Change the wheels, the unsprung and sprung weight. Right. It makes such a Huge difference on the motor. Like if you're willing to spend $4,000 on exhaust that's just gonna go ba 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 and be cool sounding, right? And you got to get the ECU tuned and all. Buy the wheels. It's going to do more than that exhaust is going to do. I 100% promise you. So, with that being said, once you put the Dimag wheels on there, obviously it changes the suspension settings and all that stuff. What's the biggest thing you noticed by having the Dimag wheels on there?
I think that a lot of the tip-in and the way that the bike handled in the corners, they're a lot stiffer, so you got really good feedback, a lot more improved on that, the spoked wheels. So, being able to really feel that front end and have confidence in it, and the way that the bike tips in and accelerates out of the corners, it it was a lot nicer to ride the bike. It talked a lot better.
The way she spoke to you, right? It's funny you say that because you've heard me say this before, reply to, motorcycles as women because I'm a man. You see a woman, she's beautiful. I got to dance with this woman. Like we got to go out and tango. And then you go out there and you tango with her. So you're used to what she says and how she speaks to you. And then you change that one major component. The next time you go out there, it's the same dance, but it's a different dance, right? So you got to learn to tango with her in a different way. But it also inspires that confidence because now you're like, oh, I can break this deep. Are you kidding me right now? Like the lever's almost back to the bar. Like I've never done this before, and all these things that go in with it. It's yeah, I love BTR. So all the women out there, if you haven't applied yet, please apply. Actually, the close window is already done. So you're gonna have to wait till the end of this year. I think it's November, if I'm not mistaken, they start
From that.
doing, yeah, somewhere around there, state taking applications. So apply, 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 apply. Rob Oliva says Owen, Jace, LM2 supporting our rider. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Kelsey says, appreciate that so much. We appreciate you. Just keep applying. You got this. Yarmy wants to know, Jamar, when are you coming to Florida with SFL Mini? Let's go. I love that program. It's a program I'm fully believe in, have been since day one. So yeah.
So
When you
actually, part of the program that I'm going to run for 2026, I was finally able to secure with my work that I am going to be going to Jennings to do a shakedown with the bike I'm going to be riding this year, so that I can have some time on it and get a good baseline for suspension settings and ergonomics and, the way that the Dunlop tires feel on this kind of bike. Before I show up for my first, like, real professional race weekend.
I love it, right? It's good to say that, ain't it? My first professional rural race weekend as a champion. Like, let's go. So, real quick, being a championship, does that add any extra pressure on yourself?
So, this is part of the kind of question that I had to ask myself, and Rob's part of this, and some of our other friends are part of this. Uh, you know, why try to continue racing professionally? And some of it I can't deny is that being a BTR champion, I feel like I have an obligation to the program, because so few girls have continued on to do it, so far. And I think that a lot of that just comes down to trying to raise the credibility of the program to come and do these actual races and be able to show and say, like, we're not just some girls that got a chance at it and, we don't really know what we're doing. And, get to play professional for a few years because that's absolutely not what it is. And I came back and I got like last year after winning the championship, I went back to CRA. I hadn't ridden Motorsport Motorsports Park Hastings only like once that year. and it was on a bike I had never ridden before, and I came back and I broke all sorts of lap times for myself and was running like some of the faster times that people run at that track. Didn't quite break into the 20s yet, but my lap timer showed the potential there, and I could see the areas that if I refined it a little bit more with this platform, like I could do that. And I think that that really impressed a lot of the guys that I had been racing with that are like, like she's running legit times, right? I almost won a race, but got beat out by uh, 6 thousandths of a second. Like I swear to God, we were like this close, um, and it feels like I need to be able to bring that to a wider audience, that what we are doing is serious and that there is talent, and the way that we progress is so incredible given this opportunity. And as you said, like people, that's just the reality of it. A lot of people don't take the program seriously. It gets a lot of criticism, especially from like a lot of the male riders that are in the paddock, or people that just don't understand. I think a lot of the people that do actually talk to us and potentially ride on track with us know that that's, I'm sorry, bullshit. But
Bullshit. That's right. I say it's bullshit. Love
but
it.
um, you know, I want to be able to continue bringing this to the professional setting, however I can manage to do that. And hopefully, I'm able to impress a few people, even if I'm not on a platform that can win races, because, like, let's just be honest with these professional classes in MotoAmerica, a lot of it comes down to how much budget they have in the bike, how much technology they're putting into it, and I don't have that kind of money to create a race winning platform, like, just realistically, right? Um, I could get lucky. You never know. I'm not saying that it's out of the realm of possibilities, but I'm just saying realistically, like, I'm not on a platform that is competitive in that level. And so many of the riders that are at those highest levels, um, just have been doing it so much longer. Like, I started racing 3 years ago. Um, I'm 30. I'm 30 years old, and some of these people have been racing since they could, like, barely walk, which is a great opportunity for them, but, they're raised to do this. And I had to figure a lot of it out on my own, a lot of it through the people that were there to support me, and, a lot of it through the program that I was able to take part in. Um, but I don't remember what the question was.
It's all good. I love the answer, right? Let's go. It's again, it changed you and it's a beautiful thing. See, I see that number one in the background right there. Is yeah, I see it right there. There it is. Let's go. Let's go, right? The 2025 BTR champion in the house. I
This one
love
has
it.
my name on it.
Does it? Let me see it. We gotta see it. There it is. You got that could be you girls right there. That could be you girls exactly right there. So keep applying, right? That's it's a testament. It really is, of the program, also of Moto America, and it's absolutely a beautiful thing to say. We got Jason Griffin. What is up? He says, "Great job, y'all, dude. You're a legend, Jason." I had Jason on the podcast. If you guys missed that, please. It's funny, Kara. As I was doing the podcast with Jason, Trevor Watson tuned in. He says that dude sounds just like Matthew McConaughey. So I closed my eyes. If you go back and watch, I closed my eyes for a second and I smiled. I was like, "Holy shit, he does sound just like Matthew McConaughey, right?" All right, all right, all right. I love it. Jeff Heron says, "I love the BTR program. We all do, right? It's again one of the best programs we have in America, period." Derek Stickboy, I've met a lot of cool racers that have gone through the BTR program. Absolutely, you have. Steve Grigg, absolute legend of the sport. Respect for Simba. Let's go. Is that my new nickname, Simba? I like it. Let's go. Right. We have another friend and an absolute legend. She's a female, Alyssa May. What is up? I ain't heard from you in a while, girl. We got to do another podcast together. She says, would love to give BTR a go. Anyone know of any sponsors that would pay for a British girl to come over and give it a shot? You know what, Alyssa, hit me up. I can put you in contact with the right people and let's make this happen for real. Give me a call. You have my number on WhatsApp. Hit me up. We'll make this happen for sure. I would love to have, it would be great for our sport to have uh British women over here too as well, representing BTR and all you beautiful women in the sport. Like let's go, right? Yes, we'll make this happen, Alyssa. And thank you for watching. I miss you, my friend. I actually had the honor to meet Alyssa. I've been a huge fan of hers for a long time. When I went to Cadwell Park in 2023, yeah, I finally got to meet her and her dad, which was absolutely amazing. Lewis Butry, what is up, my man? Hastings was impressive to watch. There you go, right? There you go. Rob said Lewis was right. It was evidence that Kara can win club races on a super sport. She can definitely compete at a high level with the boys. Facts, my friend, 110%. Chris is Promise Jamari. LOL, you had me on the show. I know I'm so bad if I don't continue to say it. I love you, Jamari. Nothing but love for you. I'm sorry I murdered your name. Forgive me, right? I do it from time to time. Uh, Owen says 100% loved watching her beat up on those boys, right? I'm sure you was one of them, Owen, right? Let's not lie. But listen, iron sharpens iron. That's the beauty of it. And the camaraderie and the love is it's unmatched in any other sport. It's also a beautiful sport, right? It's very few people get the opportunity to do what Kara's done, right? And to have the opportunity. Our circus is so small, and proud of you. It's beautiful. I just don't know what else to say. It's absolutely love it, man. I freaking love it. Derek says making BTR international would be cool. Yes, this is the goal, right? Like we're talking about growing MotoAmerica and growing this sport, man. This is absolutely one way to do it is get the girls from overseas over here in our beautiful paddock and give them an opportunity to take home that number one plate. Alyssa is also I had one of your girls, Mallory, on my team in WCR in 2024. We had a wild ride. I know. I talked to Mallory before when she had told me she got on there. And then it was funny because I had Alyssa, and then I had Mallory on, and they end up being on the teammates in WCR. It was a proud moment for me, right? Be able to connect two of my friends across the pond and share. Obviously, they already shared the same passion, but proud of all you girls, right? Mallory, Alyssa, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And you're right, Derek. We need women from overseas over here for sure, 100%. Alyssa says, I agree, Derek, 100%, right? And look, Owen says, yep, walk right around me on the R3. Incredible experience. I love it, and your success at BTR obviously is opened up doors for you, right? Like Jamari, see, I didn't murder at that time, right? I remember that time. Open doors for you, and you I told you this before, whatever goals and dreams you have in this sport, you can absolutely 100% achieve them. I'm in your corner. Everybody else on here is absolutely in your corner. And plus people we don't know is in your corner, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So yeah. What's the future 2026 look like for the champion?
So 2026, I think that I want to start maybe with the most exciting thing that I think that I'm going to be doing this year. And that is going to be racing internationally in Mexico with Italica for the women's series. And, there's the women with Italica that race in World Women's Circuit Racing also. So, been talking to a couple of them and, working through what it's going to take to be part of their program, which does run fairly similarly to BTR, except it's their bikes and you don't build anything, but it's kind of a show up and ride sort of situation too, where we're all on the exact same bikes that are already ready to go. And I'm looking forward to having the opportunities to working with their coaches, meeting a whole bunch of brand new people, and really just trying to continue perfecting my racecraft and take on new challenges. For domestic, I have committed to two Super Hooligans races.
Congratulations. Let's go.
Yeah, at Barber and Mid Ohio, and maybe Coda at that point in the season. It's going to really depend on how much time off I have and or if I was able to qualify for both of the other races already. Um, so I Rob and I were talking so much about like what kind of platform, what would I like to ride? And really I would like to see myself on a super sport eventually, but the kind of entry into that is a little intense, not because of what it is, but just the kind of cost offset that you start seeing with bikes like that. And just, I can't afford to just throw everything that I have at trying to make a platform like that and bankrupt myself in 2 years, right? This is something that I want to be able to continue doing for a long time, and I'm working with Brian Mullins. He's giving me a really great deal to keep my foot in the door here with MotoAmerica, and hopefully I can,
Tuna.
yeah, hopefully I can continue, you know, onto next steps and try to have a little bit more presence as I build more of this base, uh, and we maybe get the Helm 2 team together and try to make this a real deal, but yeah, I'll be riding with Brian Mullins on one of his SV1000s for Hooligans, so a 20-year-old bike, and we're gonna go out there and ride this Frankenstein. And I'm honestly a little intimidated that this year riders like Josh Herron and a bunch of these other incredible riders are going to be on the grid. Um, so that's going to be really fun to get a killer start and end up next to guys I've got no business being next to going into
I,
tournament.
I call bullshit on that. You absolutely deserve to be there, 110%. And you got this, girl. You got this, right?
Oh
It's
yeah.
you know, part of that is I said this earlier is that self-doubt, right? Am I good enough to be here? Am I good? I'm lining up on the grid with Josh Herron, and I got Tuna in my corner. And what Tuna did, what I love about his program too, is he made it known that you can take a 20-year-old bike and have a budget of $4,000, and guess what? Line up and go super hooligan racing, right? So, and be kind of competitive on it, which is absolutely amazing. It just goes to show a lot of even though older bikes are still competitive. And it's a good level, entry level, to get into the super hooligan class. Now, speaking of the super hooligan class, I think it's definitely one of my favorite classes, but it's also a class that really needs to be looked at and kind of changed around in a way, because there's two separations. You got the factory guys that are way out there, and then you get everybody else in line following suit. So I think it just needs to be tweaked a little bit, but it's absolutely an amazing program. I'm super pumped, super happy for you. You're going to go out there. They're not ready for you in Mexico. You're out there and be drinking margaritas and taking that home that #1 plate, and they'll be like, shit, I hope she don't show up next year, because I'm going to be racing for second, right? It's nothing but proud of you, and I know you can do it, and I know you can do it, right? So Elisa says, Kara, congratulations on your BTR championship. What an achievement. hopefully see you in the UK soon, right? So this is something that I would love to see is the BTR program, maybe have something like that in BSB2 as well, where we could swap, right? We got some American girls over there, we got the BSB girls over here, and let's have fun because that's what it's all about, right? And Alyssa, nothing but love to you, girl. 110%. She is absolutely fast. Rick Glover says, curious if Kara has a favorite memory from the BTR seasons.
Ooh, ooh. Um,
There's many, I know.
yeah. Jeez. It's so hard to say, like, between racing, like, things that happen on track and accomplishments like that, or, like, what happens between the riders, because there's so much, goofiness that happens between the riders. Um, after after the championship, a lot of us that were the second year girls, that were graduating, we all got together on an Airbnb in Virginia, and or maybe one of the Carolinas, I think, closer to the airport. But we all went in on an Airbnb and we spent an extra like 2 days out there just hanging out and partying. And they threw me in the pool that night.
Love it. Those are the it's fans show up to the races, they come up to you, they get the picture and the autograph, but it's also the best memories are what happens out of the paddock, right? Spending the time with the girls and Scott and Freddie, and just it's I don't want to say friendships, it's family you make for life, right? It's the core memories. It's the pushing each other. It's the when one girl's down, the other one picks them up. You can do it. I believe in you. You got this, right? And you might go out there and kick my ass that race. And I'm so proud of you for coming out of here and doing this and getting out there and overcoming that mental block you put up for yourself, because we all deal with that, on the track, outside the track. We all put those little mental blocks up. Am I good enough? Can I do this? How do I overcome this? And the next thing you know, the unexpected comes from somebody, and you got this 100%, and it's the emotions I felt again that weekend at VIR was foreign to me. It is the right word. When I get quiet like this, it's because I get emotional. It's hard for me to express in the words exactly what I felt that weekend. I felt deep friendships. I felt deep love. I felt deep pride. I felt all these emotions that you know I haven't really felt before being with friends in the paddock. Um, to see your smile, to feel that energy, to take those pictures, man, it's an absolute honor, Kara. It was an honor to be part of it. It's an honor, more importantly, and I've told you this before, man, forget the podcast, forget all this. It's such an honor to be your friend, to see all the achievements you've done, to see that frown turn upside down in this $1 million smile and the energy you have. It's such a beautiful thing to see. Yeah, I just don't know what else to say. It was proper mega, as I always say, right? It's so proud of you. I know that you believe in yourself more now than you did, especially when you first started the program. I'm an alien. What am I doing here? Can I do this? Am I good enough? And seeing part of that growth that I seen in you in particular, and this pertains to Miranda and Lucy and Camille and everybody else, is that self-confidence that I can do this. I'm good enough to do this, right? I respect and love myself, and it shows not just in the smile and the energy, but out there on the track. It's such an amazing thing to see. Such an amazing thing to be a part of. It's and now look at you, right? Racing international, right? Like you can do anything. You can go anywhere, and you are a true ambassador of this sport, right? There's a lot of women that look up to you. right? And it's that alone has a certain type of energy, right? Knowing that you're so looked up to and so well loved, and people want your advice on how to grow and improve, and it's a testament of who you are, and look at that smile. Look at it go. Yes, let's go. There it is. Let's go. Right. I love it, man. Um, let's see. Derek says Rob and Puta are good people to have on your side. And what he means by that is tuna, right? P tuna, right? Yeah. So let's go. He says that feeling you had, that's why I'm a tire guy. And Derek, you're right, 110%. It's a certain I wish everybody could show up and get that same love and feeling in the paddock. It would change people's lives 100%. And with saying all this, I know me and you talked about it briefly a little bit, but over these past 2 seasons, who was your biggest rival? Who maybe not on the track, because there are certain girls that also pushed you in a different way off the track too as well, right? So who's the biggest one for you?
Well, I think it's
A
ally
collective?
ally and rival. Of course, Camille, that be being roommates and her performing so well the first season that we got to ride, and just trying to figure out how I could be up there performing with her. And she I think that she would also attest to, very much so, that she was like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
um but it was really cool. I mean, the kind of discussions that we had, and going over the track, like, for hours when we got back to the hotel room, just trying to, get, like, psych each other up, get to that point. But it was always, I don't care who wins, we're 1 and 2. Like,
I love it.
wanted to make that happen so bad.
I know. I was so proud of her that she finally got that win at VIR. Again, it was one of those moments that I seen the past 2 years of the progression, but it felt like when she did that, it was like, and we talked about it on the podcast. I had her on not too long ago. If you guys missed it, please go back and check it out. It's a great story, and you felt the world off of her shoulders, right? And it was, yeah, a beautiful thing to see. And one of my favorite parts, and I made a point to do this, like after that weekend, after the race, I sat back and just watched. I don't know if you see me, but I was just back there in the background watching all the girls, how you just cried and everybody laughed and the hugs. And it was such a spiritual, emotional thing to see, right? Because this is what racing is about, right? This is exactly what it's about. And to see it unfold in front of your eyes was I just can't put it into words. It was and then the cries and the laughs. And I remember I walked up to Lucy and she was doing something with her rear sprocket, and me and God, man, I'm so bad with names. Mitch Bowen, right? I said that right, right? Mitch. Is it Mitch? The other guy, man, I forget his name. I'm sorry if you're gonna murder me for that, but yeah, we were laughing. He's like, "You've been here for 2 years. You know what an impact is, right? You can just instead of holding the sprocket in between your feet with their." I was laughing. We was all laughing. But again, it's that. And then Pearly, and I met her mom and dad, and I just can't say enough about you and the whole program. And I know Shay really wanted it, right? Like she was right there with you. I mean, she pushed you so hard, right? And
Yeah. No,
yeah,
Shay's scary. she's she's really scary.
she is definitely a competitor, 110% without a doubt, right? But this is the beauty of the BTR program, because you have your own personality. Shay has her own, Miranda and Lucy and all these girls have their own, but collectively, it's like Voltron, right? It's you guys feed off each other, you push each other, and at the end of the day, no matter how that day went, you love each other, you support each other, and it's nothing but a mutual respect thing. And it's yeah, it's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And to be a part of it there at that final weekend was I closed my eyes and I often think about it. Um because it's one of those rare moments that I got to share with you in the whole BTR program. And big shout out to Scott for making me a VIP guest that weekend. It was absolutely. I remember I walked in there and Mitch, I'm pretty sure that's his name, Mitch. He kept looking at me. I was like, "What's up, dude? What's going on, man? I'm Simcoe from Pin to Gas podcast." And he was like, "Oh shit, what's going on, buddy?" He's like, "I thought you was part of Brianna's crew because Brianna had the whole
Yeah.
color scheme just like I like we were two peas in a pod, right?" And I was like, "No, they're all my friends." Yeah, it was just yeah, absolutely amazing. Man, I'm so pumped for you. Your future is so bright. Miranda Kane just got accepted to WCR2. I know everybody's seen the news that just dropped. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah, that's insane.
Right? It's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. And yeah, I'm so pumped for you. Me and you are definitely gonna sit down. I told you this. I want to follow your whole road race career, right? So me and you gonna sit down and do mini podcasts. We got much to talk about. It's yeah. So speaking of in Mexico in 2026, this is gonna be your first kind of proper road race. Is it classified as a real open road race or is it a closed circuit racing?
It's on tracks.
Okay. Yeah. So, you going into it, is there a lot of pressure on you going into this?
Kind of like BTR, it's like I don't really know what to expect. But I want to make the most out of the experience and the opportunities that I have. Uh, and I probably won't know anything about the bike. And there are probably girls there that have ridden the bikes for years. So, I'm just gonna show up and again try to perfect. Not that I can perfect it because there's always more to learn, but keep working on my racecraft and my feel for the bikes. I want to be able to ride anything fast. So, being able to just have the seat time and again work with their coaches and if they're girls that are racing on the world stage that I'm going to be racing with, then I, would like to start trying to chase them and see where that next step actually is.
It's going to be more than what you expect it's going to be. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to open up so many doors for you, and I'm so pumped and so proud of you for real. It's they're not ready. And I told you that I was like, they're not ready. You got this, right? And you just kind of looked at me like, yeah, no, kind of maybe. I'm like, no, absolutely, you got this, right? And look at you now, right? It's the bright star you are, and it's amazing. Again, they're not ready. They're not ready for you, and I can't wait to hear all about the journey. And me and you briefly had talked a little bit about race theory, right? So, what have you learned through this whole program as far as that goes?
So there was a lot that went into what it took to win the championship. Um, Not just with bike setup and understanding some of the nuanced things that I would need to change to be more comfortable on the bike or get what I wanted out of it, like with different gearing or things like that. Because I did experiment with gearing quite a lot, also, and did experiment with suspension and just trying to get the feel out of the bike that I wanted. But a lot of what it was too is a mental game. And, you've got to find that focus. And what I told myself before the season was that I was going to do it, that I was going to win it. And it's not saying that I'm better than other girls. It's just that I want to have this mentality because that is such a big part of it. Coming into it, going into training, going into qualifying, and riding like you're going to be a race winner. It just puts you above somebody that's just going out spinning lazy laps trying to get into the feel of it. You got to go out and really use your time wisely and get up to speed as fast as you can and get your markers like very quickly. Come back, make whatever changes you needed to make, and go like use your time correctly. Um, yeah, there was so much of this, like you gotta beat them before you even grit up, right? Because if somebody resigns themselves to like, I just want a podium. Like I don't really care if I win or not. I just want a podium. But if somebody thinks that they can win, they'll do crazy things that they didn't think was possible. Um, so really just trying to put myself into that. Um, but a lot of that mental preparation and doing visualizations and really trying to go back, watch footage, look at photos, look like really scrutinize what I was doing with my body, where my lines were, and trying to dedicate myself to, all right, I need to take this next step, I need to take this next step a little bit deeper, like train in the rain, train, like get these milestones, that honestly I think I set them pretty ruthless for myself, but I hit every single one of them. So you just gotta have a plan and go in, and like that was so much of what made it happen. Um, being able to formulate that for myself and then just have the dedication of, even if it doesn't go to plan, if I crash, if something happens, if I'm in a weird headspace, like I need to switch gears and I need to be back on it, and put it behind me as fast as I can. Which I hope that I was able to show when I absolutely destroyed my bike at Road America. It was honestly a really important thing to me that I was able to finally show on camera that I can come back from things like that. Because some of the other girls like Camille and stuff, like I always reference, like they had some of these epic crashes on during the races. They had some of these crashes on camera, and it was like, oh, they're gonna come back and they're gonna keep like pushing, pushing, pushing. And it's like I never had that, and I had crashes. I had some really bad crashes that were not documented, um, and the struggle that I had to go through to come back from that, um, like my very first time riding the bike and wrecking the crap out of it, uh, there was so much mental gymnastics that went into it. So I was happy that I got to show that finally, that I'm able to move through that. Coming into VIR, and my bike developed electrical issues. I understand now how that happened, but we were chasing something that we didn't know the cause of, and it was causing my bike to shut off. And I was screaming on track, just trying to like will the bike to keep running so that I could finish, um, qualifying, so that I could finish the race. Please don't black flag me. Like I just need to get the points. I need to be here and show up. And everybody was asking me after that, like where my head was at, because I came back and I was messed up. But I just needed to get it out of the way. I needed to cry it out. I needed to be able to, you know, get that out so I could move past it. Because once I was able to move past it, and it really came down to, we need to fix this because I am not losing this because of this. And of course, like Freddie is like, take what you can from my bike. Like you are not missing this race because your bike. Like that's not what's going to happen. So, we stayed late that night, and we ended up tracing it back to the rectifier. So, like every time the revs would drop, it would cut the engine. So going into a corner and, downshifting, and then the bike would die mid corner, and I couldn't bump start it. I couldn't just dump the clutch and it would kick back in. I had to go back into neutral, hit the start it, because it won't start in gear. It has to be in neutral, and then shift it back up into the gear that I need to be in and hit the gas again. And I ended up, like towards the end of the race, once I started figuring out what was happening, in race one, just dragging the clutch, revving the crap out of it as much as I could just to keep the revs up. And I'm sure that it sounded ridiculous to people that were watching on the sidelines, but that's what I had to do. But yeah, just that moving past it, and it was kind of like a rage. It was like I just need to focus and put my trust in my ability to come back from it, because regardless of how much I want it, what I think I can do, I just need to go and perform. And the more I overthink it, the harder it's going to be for me to do it. So I really just had to believe that I had the talent to win it. Um, and went out there and put everything I could into it. Started to get chased down by the end. Really proud of Miranda for putting in the best lap, trying to chase me down.
Oh, she was
That
on it. Oh, she
yeah,
was on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
lap. She set a record lap time, so that was super cool that
Mhm.
she was able to do that. But was able to hold her off up to the end there, and keep her out of my draft, just making sure that she wasn't going to close that distance. So yeah, a lot of it's so mental. So much of the that preparation beforehand.
It also goes to show how bad you wanted it, right? That whole again, it's the side of the sport, the mental challenges that, getting in the program you never knew about, right? Or faced before. And then this happens. It just goes to show you yourself to prove to yourself how bad you want it and how you can overcome this. And again, the people that come to help you achieve your goal. And again, it's all that mindset, right? That self-belief. I can do this. I got this. It's absolutely. And another one, big shout out, Brianna Everett, man. She really stepped up her game there towards the end too. She was coming. She was
Oh, yeah.
coming.
I knew that she was going to be a monster. Like you can tell who's picking it up faster. Um, and she was starting, like, probably the first one to really start meshing with the bike. And yeah, and she's familiar with VIR, so like she came in with a lot more knowledge of the track than most of us. Um, so she was really able to chase some of us down, and yeah, it was really, really cool to see her up there fighting for it. I wanted her on that podium so bad.
I love it, man. Yeah, it's great. So, with all this being said, who do you got in 2026 to win the BTR?
It's really hard to say because you don't know who's coming in.
You don't. There's four of them this year, right? There's only four girls coming in, if I'm not mistaken, this year.
No idea.
I
Have
think
not
so.
heard anything.
Yeah, I think it's only four, five, maybe, because it was an off year the way they did it last year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it is kind of hard to tell. But just judging off the returning girls that's coming in, I believe that Brianna Cutler, she stepped up her game a lot too as well.
Yeah,
You
she's doing
know,
a lot of like, I see her doing a bunch of training, like dirt track and stuff.
yep,
I want to do dirt track.
let's do it. I know plenty of people. We can get you on the flat track bike for sure. We'll
But
make it.
yeah, I think that Everett's definitely going to be a contender this year, and really looking forward to seeing how she helps support the new riders that come in, because
No,
that's such a cool dynamic, being able to like be a mentor.
you was there at one time, right? Your first year after that, you had girls help you step up your game too as well and show you the ins and outs and little tricks of the trade here and there, and then you just replicate that back to the other girls. Again, that's that beautiful thing of our beautiful circus, right? It's wanting to see everybody succeed and help them out in any way you can. But again, when that visor goes down, we're not friends anymore at all, right? As soon as we cross the line, we come back in and get my help, let me cry, and then we're good. We're good, right? Yeah, it's but that's the beautiful thing. It's some people can separate that friendship from competitive, and there's people that can't, right? And I think that's all on you as a character to help you here to achieve what you need to achieve, that step you need to take. It's yeah, Jay says Rob is a great guy to have on your side. Wouldn't have started racing without him. Yeah, he's another true ambassador of our sport for sure. It's yeah, amazing. So one question I do want to ask you is at the end of the 2-year program, you girls get to keep the GT 650 bike, and where's yours at right now?
Um, let me weave you this tale. So, um, we several of us went back to Barber with the BTR invite with Arma at the end of the year in October. And this was a really cool, like it came full circle for me because that's where I first really learned about BTR at this event. And then coming back 2 years later after winning the championship, and they let me run the number 1 plate. So I got to run the number 1 plate in the races. Um, was kind of struggling throughout the weekend with just the difference really. Like we're on track with vintage bikes, and I know ours is styled vintage, but it's not a vintage bike. So there was a lot of discrepancy there, and of course there's always the like skill level difference because they don't separate between like novice and expert. It's usually smaller grids with very specific kinds of bikes, right? Uh, and we were again like we were going to be gridded up with a ton of vintage bikes and people from all sorts of different experiences. Like I had just been there 2 years prior with such little race experience that I was probably one of those people that they were behind like, oh, what are you doing? Anyway, so we got to hang out with a bunch of the BTR girls, past and present, and got to be on track together. Really cool riding with Kaylee Bike finally. Um, and I'm really proud of her. Got to push her to hit her previous lap times when she was running with BTR, and she won both of the races, which was super cool. Um, I ended up crashing in race 1. It was, I think we were race like 5, and it was still very early in the morning. There were a ton of oil spills and stuff throughout the weekend, and people were running different lines than what we would typically run at a MotoAmerica weekend. So it was just a whole culmination of things like being 2 seconds under pace, trying to kind of weave through people as we went. And of course, like just trying to play it smart. Like I'm not here to win a race. I'm just here to have fun and be with the girls and do all of this. And it was just I finally got a chance to get around somebody from another class around the carousel, like the last carousel before hitting the front straight, and kind of came around him wide. Again, there was like the oil dry that was going off into the paddock area. Um, and the track was cold because everybody was sticking super tight to the inside and not going out and then tucking into that corner. And I just got around him, carrying a ton of corner speed, grabbed the brakes. The bike immediately went underneath me, like it was on ice. There's nothing at that point that I could do. Just kind of a rookie mistake, hitting cold track, cold tires. It happens. Bike came away fairly well. I slid on my stomach back, like, went into pit out as I slid, and the bike, some part of it hit me and broke 3 bones in my foot.
Thank you, Mike.
So, the worst injury that I've ever had. So anyway, I'm spinning this tale that I don't need to spin. I broke my foot, and I had to sit out race 2. Rob carried me into every gas station so that I could go to the bathroom, and I ended up getting surgery and stuff. But he has the bike still with where he keeps his bikes at a local shop for the winter. So really thank you to him for still holding the bike for me and keeping it in a nice warm garage instead of my like sub-zero one out here.
Yeah, Rob's absolutely amazing. And it's funny because Owen just said, I was laughing at Owen's comment. He says, Rob's just a fancy drug dealer. That's facts, right? Let's go. It's yeah, I just want to touch back real quick on, you know, this racecraft, and you said it perfect. It's like, for the women listening to this, when you show up to the weekend, you don't have a lot of practice or qualifying time. And so what she meant by that is you got to go out there, use every track moment to your full advantage, take full advantage of all the track, because you don't get a whole lot of track time. And when you show up and you don't know that particular track yet, you got a track map and they say, okay, turning points here, you want to get on the gas here, blah, 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 all that stuff that goes in with it. When you're out there doing it, they say you got a 20-minute session. That 20 minutes goes by like, just like this podcast, we're hour 30 minutes into it, right? It seems like we've been talking 5 minutes. It's boom, it's over. So learning that racecraft, learning to show up on that weekend and use it to your best ability to get the best setup you can out of that motorcycle for that particular weekend on that particular tire is it's invaluable. And you're right, that's where racecraft really comes in. But it's something, when you first start, that you got to learn, and it makes a world of a difference. So again, that also goes to show on how bad you wanted it. The track mats at night and doing all this stuff in between. It's just a true testament of the champion you really are. Love it. It's good to say that, the champion, right? Let's go. I love that smile. That's what it's about right there, right? It's I'm so proud of you. It's I know I said that 100 times, but it's how I feel. It's God's honest truth. And seeing this energy and that smile you're putting off right now is just absolutely fantastic, proper mega, as I always say, right? It's yeah. So listen, your future is bright. You can do anything you want to do. And I've told you this before, whatever goals and dreams you have, I hope you achieve them 10 times over. I said that from the first time we sat down. This is our third time sitting down, if I'm not mistaken. And
Because
second.
you
Okay.
canceled.
I did. I had to, because I think I had to work. I forget what it was. Yes, I had to. But we are here now, and it's yeah, it's a true testament to who you are as a person and the growth to who you are now and in the future, right? And it's I love it. You are just absolutely amazing human being, and it's an honor to be your friend in what I call this short life. And to see that smile, that energy, and you giving back to the sport, everything that it's given you is, again, true testament of who you are. So proud of you. You see the
You know,
smile? Proud of you. Let's go. Love
I
it.
just like seriously couldn't be here without the people that support me. And
100%.
told me that, I had to get over it and keep doing it. You know, it's it's a lot to go through. It's very stressful. It's scary,
It is.
but you know, with each other and the relationships that we make, it's just so special. Motorcycling is like the pinnacle. It's amazing.
It is
um,
the best thing ever.
yeah, like
100%.
so obsessed.
It's funny because my son be like, so we had this huge snowstorm come. So he ain't been in school all week. So of course it's not a virtual thing. They just give him thing. He's got to open up his laptop. And he's like, I said, dude, you got to do this before I get home. Right. So I come home, like, did you finish your work? He's like, no, I did this and this. I'm like, you got to tighten up, Buttercup. That's what I call him when I'm not mad at him, but I'm like, dude, I told you to do something. I expect you to kind of do it. So I call him Buttercup, and he looks at me. He's like, I'm not a buttercup. I'm like, oh, you are absolutely a buttercup, right? It kind of fuels this fire, and he goes in and he does this like, I told you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, there's a method to the madness, as always, right? That's yeah. But again, this is a true testament of our beautiful paddock, of the beautiful people that it's in our paddock. Whether you're a beginner, you've had 2 races under your belt, or you're Josh Hayes, everybody's just is as beautiful. Everybody's all those little puzzle pieces I always talk about. It's again, I wish that more people had the opportunity to show up and feel that same love in our paddock. And I invite everybody to come. You guys should come. All you guys and girls, right? Daytona starts off in March. I will be there. It's the first race. It's actually the first year of a points race in super sport in MotoAmerica. So that changes the game some, right? It's not round 1 at round 2, round 1, however you want to say it, at Road Atlanta. So it's yeah, awesome. So future plans, obviously 2026 a bright year for you. Are you still going to continue to ride the GT 650, or is it something you just kind of maybe sell one day, or is it something you're just going to keep as a trophy, or what's the deal?
You know, I am probably going to take it out and ride it occasionally. I don't know that I want to race it just because some of the parts are hard to get, and they don't like most of the classes that we run in club racing. It's just not the bike for. So I might take it to a few track days, or if Rob has LM2, which is a rental business, and I've toyed with the idea of just having it as potentially a rental bike that if somebody wants to uh, test one before applying to the program, like being able to do that. Or of course, if I'm there with the bike, spin a lap or two on it, right? But that's definitely going to be more of a showpiece.
I love it. But
Maybe,
what you just said is a proper mega idea. Have it up, have a rental bike for the girls that show up and say, hey, this is the bike you're going to ride. If you get accepted to the BTR program, take her for a spin. Tell me what you think, right?
yeah,
That's a great idea. And that's what I love about you. That's thinking forward. That's giving back to the sport, giving the opportunity for, the women to jump on it and be like, yeah, I can do this. No problem. Right. And this is what I'm going to be riding.
yeah,
It's
and the bike is different than modern motorcycles and modern sport bikes, like by far. A lot of it, like the dual rear shock, the way that the chassis flexes, it is different, and a lot of us maybe underestimated how different it is to adapt to. It's a great bike. It is an absolutely great bike. It just talks different, right? It gives you different inputs than the sport bikes. Like it's not gonna go on its nose like the sport bikes do. I might have only successfully backed it in once, and that was terrifying. Not something that I would want to do on the bike continually. But yeah, I almost threw myself off at Road America coming into turn 5. I'm pretty sure.
I love it, man. That's part of learning and learning to dance with that particular machine at the time, right? It's a beautiful thing. We actually have another legend in the house right now. I know you don't like to hear that, Scott Rybrick, but it's because of you, my friend. This whole program coming together, man, dude. Nothing but love, baby. Straight up. And I just want to say thank you, Scott. I know I said it before. Thanks for the invite for VR, my friend. Can't wait to see you again this year for sure. It's yeah, amazing. Well, listen, I don't want to keep you too much longer. We're almost an hour and 40 minutes into this podcast. I want to go eat some dinner. I'm freaking hungry.
Mhm.
Uh Proud of you. 2025 BTR champion in the house. The future is absolutely bright. I'm gonna let you end the podcast as I always do. As soon as I end this, just stay on with me because we're gonna go ahead and schedule our part 3, right? Not part 2, but part 3. Before I give the microphone to the champion to let her end this podcast, I just want to say, I say it all the time. Um, Thank you so much for the love and support. It's because of each and every single one of you, Kiara, everybody watching, everybody that listens, everybody that hits that like and subscribe. You're the reason why I'm here. It's not because of me. It's because of you all, and I mean that. If it wasn't for you watching, I wouldn't be here. It'd be just me talking to myself, right? So it's an honor to be in this position. It's an honor to have every single one of you as a friend. And I love each and every single one of you again, because without you, I wouldn't be here. So I'm truly grateful. I want to give a big shout out to the Racer 401 program out there in Cali. If you ain't a part of that program and you're racing out there in CRA or CVMA, what are you doing? Get with the program, right? Big shout out to Venom Sport, of course, with the undersuits. Big shout out to my man Tate from 64 Degree Racing, some of the best undersuits in the world. I say it all the time. Please bring more undersuits than you do clothes to the racetrack, because you can always wear that in a pair of shorts home. You don't want to show up. I'm sure we all learn this. We all learn this. You show up with one undersuit, and by the end of the weekend, it's not very pleasant, right? So no matter how hang you wash it in there, it's a stiff thing you see on a clothesline. Yeah. Anyway, bring more than that. So big shout out to Venom. Big shout out to Racer 401. Big shout out to 64 Degree Racing. Big shout out to RD Racing out there in the UK. My sponsorships, theclothingkings.co.uk. You guys and girls can go out there and get all your merch on the website if you're out there in the UK. Big shout out to K-Tech Suspension. Khomeini Suits, AGV Sports Group. If anybody's out there looking for a custom suit, listen, it's a huge deal. There is a difference between an off the rack suit and a custom suit. It makes a huge difference. If anybody's interested, hit me up. I can definitely get you into one. Um, who else do I want to thank? Man, I got so many I want to thank. Just everyone. Thank you so much. I love each and every single one of you. I'm tired of doing this right now, Kara. The floor is yours. Tell everybody where they can find you at. Obviously, you're going to be in Mexico. And what's the date of that race again?
They have not posted the dates for the Mexico races. There's going to be 4 rounds, so I'll be there a couple of times.
Love it. I love it. I love it. So, on that note, tell everybody where they can find you on social media. And, I've asked you this before. When are we going to see some merch? When are we going to get that merch, girl? Come on.
So, okay.
Love it.
I don't know. I'd have to find a partner doing it because I have not been reliable with trying to get my own merch out to people. So, I'd need a partner for doing some merch, but definitely willing to do that. And I will 100% do my own artwork for my merch because AI sucks and real artists exist and should put on Facebook and Instagram at Broito Moto. Like burrito, but bro, because I'm a bro.
Love it.
But no, I just for sure just really want to thank the people that were able to make this journey possible so far and that are going to continue helping me out. Of course, Royal Enfield, even though I'm not racing with them this year. So much of my success is attributed to this program and the way that it was run. Scott Rybrick is freaking amazing, and anybody who gets to work with him is really blessed to know him. Absolutely. Of course, being able to work with Freddie Spencer and Butch Bolin and
Butch, that's it. I kept calling him Mitch. It's Butch.
but
Yeah, Butch.
Yeah, that's a name that you got to remember. Okay.
I know. I will. I'm bad. I'm bad with names. I tell everybody all the time. But yeah, it was Butch. I don't know why I kept saying Mitch.
Yeah, it's like I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. You kept looking at his face. I'm like, I'm totally fucking this up right now. Like that is not his name.
But yeah, of course them and our whole team with LM2 and everybody who supports us and Rob, of course. That doesn't have to be said. I've said his name enough in this podcast. But yeah, Owen and Jason have said that they're going to come out and help pit crew for me at MotoAmerica. So we're gonna start getting the team together and make this official and happen. Of course, thanking KYT. They really supported me with last year. Great helmets. Love the way that they fit. And killer graphics. Look really awesome with the suit. And the suit, of course, from Bison, who make fantastic custom suits. Got another one on the way. Well, in production, hopefully soon. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing that and being able to run my new numbers. And
she got some new numbers.
Well, 2-digit numbers are. I'm running 205, which is what I run in club racing. But 2-digit numbers, and especially if Dominic Doyle is still there running number 25. Maybe one day I'll get back to 2 numbers. But also thanking Yankton for helping support LM2. Vortex has been a sponsor for a couple of years now for me, and great discounts helping get me some of these parts that I need, and especially some of the ones that I keep breaking. DP brakes, been performing super well with those, and Parts Unlimited definitely stepping up.
I love it. Again, before I end this, I'm so proud of you. And on that note, stay tuned. I got a podcast tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute honor to sit down with the 2025 Bill Train Race, Royal Enfield champion in the house. Kara Kenebel, let's go. On that note, we are out of here. Nothing but love to each and every single one of you. I appreciate everyone. Kara, stay on with me for a second, and we will see you guys and girls soon. And for all the girls out there, apply, 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 apply. I'm going to put up one post out and it's simply going to say apply BTR. Just keep doing it. You'll make it. You'll get in there. One day you'll be in the seat she is in right now with the smiles for miles and all that love and energy. I love it. I love you, Kara. Let's go. See you guys soon.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.
Yeah,